Hello, welcome everyone to the Smudging Sage Tarot. Before we begin, I like to clear the air with some sage, sweeping away negativity and confusion. This helps us focus with the clarity and light as we dive into a new series of videos designed to deepen our knowledge of the timeless art of tarot. Together, we'll uncover the secrets of each card, one by one. Whether you are a curious beginner or a seasoned reader, this journey will help you connect more deeply with the cards. So, before we begin with the Emperor, the major arcana, I want to refresh and share the knowledge about the basics of the cards and specifically the Whitesmith tarot deck. So, but before that, that is just the deck I'm using here. So let's go back in the history of tarot. So tarot has been used for centuries by mystics, seers, and even royalty always. Yet its origins remain a mystery. Some suggest roots in the Far East or India before it arrived in Europe during the Middle Ages. While the history may be uncertain, the Rider-Waite deck, created in 1910 by Edward White and illustrated by Pamela Coleman Smith, revolutionized tarot by introducing a detailed imaginary on every card, especially in the minor arcana. There are stories, they are so full of events. So, a standard tarot deck consists of 78 cards, 22 major arcana, representing fundamental life energies and deep psychological themes, and 56 minor arcana. Okay, so we have cups, you see, we have pentacles, we have wands, swords. Okay, so that reflects daily life experiences and personal traits. So it's a lot like family union, like being extremely tired and bringing an end to something painful, night terrors. You know, there are so many things that can relate amazingly with our work, gossips, you know. So the Rider-Waite deck, often called Smith-White deck, remains the most influential and widely used tarot deck today, forming the basis for many modern interpretations. So, without further ado, let's dive into our fifth major arcana, but with the number 4th. Why? Because we start with the full, the 0 number, okay? Then we have the first, the second, and the third. Those are Roman numbers. So the way you read this card, basically the number is I and the V. Basically what you find in the alphabet, okay? But in Roman numbers, this represents 1, the I represents 1, and the V represents the 5. When we put a number in front of the last one, it subtracts to the last number. So 5 minus 1, 4. But in Roman numbers, you read this like fourth. All right. Having said that, I can only add that the number that we use every day in our accounting, in our the prices that you find on the items, those are Arabic numbers. And big announcement, big news, numbers have been discovered, not invented. One day I'm going to give a lecture about the numbers, but for the moment, let's talk about the emperor. Wow. Okay, let's straighten up. Okay, so, as I said, the emperor is the fourth card in the major arcana of the tarot deck. The emperor embodies divine masculine energy and represents power, leadership, and authority as the king of the cards, or I would say the emperor of the cards. He is the ultimate entrepreneur, the strategist who establishes rules and uses his position to control situations. He is assertive and thriving on structure. The emperor is a father figure who creates stability and order. So the key themes of the emperor are authority, structure and stability, control and discipline, governance and rules. So being one of the themes, the authority, he embodies leadership and the power to make decisions. Structure and stability represents the importance of order and organization. As far as control and discipline theme, that highlights the need for self-discipline and the ability to control situations. And for governance and rules themes, that focuses on the importance of rules and the role of authority in maintaining social norms. So, as you know, I am totally in love, like probably you, in love with the symbols that we find in our tarot cards. So we have the throne, we have the crown, we have the scepter, and we have the armor, okay? There is always more, okay? There is the Aries head, but this I really would like you to enter into a conversation with us in the comment section of the Smudging Sage Tarot, where you will find super magical souls like you are, open to conversation, sharing their interpretation, supporting each other. I tell you guys, I have been blessed with the most beautiful, loving, you know, the word I'm looking is the contrary of exclusive. We are totally inclusive. We are happy to celebrate everybody's success. So if you feel like drawn to merge yourself into sharing your ideas, like I am going to talk about the beard, but you know, things, little things in the back, little things underneath the feet, everything. If you want to delve into colors, do so, because we are all teachers and students at the same time, alternatively, in this community. So participate or enter into a conversation with yourself. Maybe you don't want to share with other people. Enter into a conversation with yourself. Embody the energy of the Emperor. Feel it. Think about it. Meditate on it. It's important, okay? Because it speaks to your subconscious. Okay, so I can talk about this forever. Let's go back to the symbols. Okay, the throne. The throne here is quite hard. It looks like in stone, and represents authority, suggesting a position of power and control. Here, all those Aries here, strong-minded. What is the ruler, the planet of the Aries? Mars. Mars, the god of war. This is red, the color of Mars, and the color that symbolizes the power, even war, right? So this emperor is powerful. He can meet you on all the levels with this authority. Then we have the crown, okay? That symbolizes leadership and the power to influence and govern. But look, this is it like as red stones, white stones, yellow stones. What do you think are the meanings of those colors of the stones on his front head? The beard is a symbol of wisdom, is the wisdom that you acquire during your life, is life experience, and it's the very symbol of wisdom. Then we have the scepter here, okay, that indicates authority and the ability to enforce rules and make decisions. And look here, we have the armor, okay? This reflects protection, strength, and the ability to defend one's position or principles. What is in here? In his left hand? The globe. This is his grasp around everything. And here again, I want to challenge you and tell me at the max about the symbol of this globe into his left hand, so that we can spark a conversation and go deeper in the symbols. Did you notice how little water there is here? My gosh, like a line. This is a card of mental strength, of authority, of decisions. There is very little room for emotions here, but still some. So, because I told you about the number 4, right? I feel drawn for this specific card to talk, to go a little bit more into numerology. You know that whatever I do is guided by spirit. I follow my guides' suggestions, and now I really feel drawn to talk about number 4. So, what are the key attributes of the number 4? A little sip of water. Stability and order. Oh, what a surprise! Just as a table rests on 4 legs, the number 4 symbolizes a stable foundation, It's about creating security through steady, organized efforts. And it also talks about practicality. People and situations associated with number 4 tend to be practical, grounded, and focused on the tangible aspects of life. There is a strong sense of realism and a preference for systematic logical approaches. It also talks about discipline and hard work. The number 4 is connected to perseverance and diligence. It reminds us that success often comes through consistent effort, patience, and attention to details. It also talks about responsibility. Those influenced by the energy of number 4 take responsibility seriously. They are reliable, dependable, and focused on building long-lasting, sustainable results. How amazing. Number 4 also talk about structure and planning. The number 4 encourages creating order and structure in life. It emphasizes the need for planning and organizing to achieve goals. Okay, but what the number 4 means under a spiritual point of view, okay? In a spiritual sense, 4 can be seen as a balance between the material realms and the spiritual realms. It encourages taking practical steps toward achieving spiritual growth, ensuring that there is a balance between the spiritual journey and the day-to-day responsibilities. Like many of you, magical souls of the Smudging Sage Tarot, you know when you are guided, inspired, when you are channeling. There are also theories that say that the mind is not conceived to think, is just an antenna, and we get connected and we channel from higher levels what we need, and then we think. Anyway, this was a little bit of a digression. I just did it because I received so many information and I want just to share with you. You know how generous I am with my knowledge, and I know that for some they want to be more structured. Anyway, this is my channel and I cry if I want to. I'm joking. So I will always give you some of what I channel, okay? So what are the challenges of number 4? On the downside of the energy of the number 4 can sometimes feel restrictive, okay, or overly rigid. It may lead to inflexibility, obsession with control, or resistance to change. In the context of the Emperor, so we go back to the very main subject, which of course is also a number 4, those numerological traits perfectly align with the card's authority and discipline themes. The Emperor's leadership energy is rooted in stability and practical nature of the number 4. That's why I am going so deep into numerology and all the other meanings under many levels of understanding for this card, because number 4 and the Emperor, they really resonate the same energy, okay? So it's really stability and practical nature, both in the Emperor and in the number 4. So you learn more also about this number, emphasizing order and foundational strength, okay? So now let's dive into the meaning of the upright position of the Emperor in a reading. When the Emperor appears upright in a reading, he encourages us to embrace our own power, whether that is in your career or love life. He signifies a time to take control and be strategic in our approaches, okay? The card emphasizes setting healthy boundaries and using our power, the personal power specific to us, for our highest good. Okay, this is a very important sentence. With the clear direction and belief in ourselves, success will flow. It represents the establishment of order and structure to achieve our goals. So let's make some examples, okay? I love to give practical examples. Let's say the Emperor appears upright in a love and relationship reading. He suggests a stable and structured relationship where one partner may take on a leadership role. It indicates commitment and clear boundaries, giving it's like it's important to set boundaries, okay? Because this is the way we guide the relationship towards growth and stability. And I am not talking about super practical things. I'm also talking about the traits of our characters. Know what are yours and your partners, even personal boundaries, because the fact that maybe we are married or we have been living together for 20 years or we can not stay away doesn't mean we have not to respect our spaces, the time we need to recollect ourselves in a spot of solitude, you see, like going a little bit into meditation, you know what I mean. And even in very close relationship, we are talking about love and relationship here, doesn't mean that we have constantly to invade or be invaded in our private space, okay? So let's say the Emperor shows up in a work and career relationship. In this case, this card may signal a promotion, yeah, a leadership position or successful project management. It encourages a strategic and organized approach to achieving professional goals. I also love to give an example about a reading where you are wondering, inquiring about personal and spiritual growth. In this case, when the Emperor shows up, he advises taking control of your life and implementing structure. It supports discipline and strategic planning to each personal and spiritual aspiration. If you need to meditate, if you need to work, if you need to do service, charity, and if you want to be larger than life, then you need a structure so that it can be turned into a routine, so that it can be sustainable. You know, sometimes giving too much of yourself into one specific area, then you withdraw from another area. So many times structure helps very much in this, okay? Now, what happens? Yeah, next video is about the Hierophant. Yoo-hoo! What happens when the Emperor shows up in reverse? It may indicate issues with authority, control, or structure. Effort without direction can lead to procrastination, and you might be feeling less than your best, neglecting yourself, or creating balances that results in a feeling, imbalances, okay? I don't know if you hear or I said well, imbalances that result in a feeling of powerlessness, where you put energy, as I said, more here, less than there, and then you do too much here, and you are unbalanced there, and then you feel like you are wasting your energies, okay? The card urges us to focus our efforts, regain balance, and address areas where control and stability are lacking. Okay, so let's give some examples for when the Emperor shows up in our reading in reverse. Okay, so love and relationship. Okay, it shows up in reverse. That may point to instability or power struggles. Okay, within the relationship. It could indicate a lack of clear boundaries or issues with dominance and control, okay? Now, let's say we received the reverse Emperor into work and career-related reading. This might suggest difficulties with authority figures, okay? Or challenges in asserting your role and work. It indicates a need to reevaluate your approach and find a balance in your professional life. Now, what does it mean with when the Emperor shows up in reverse in a personal and spiritual growth reading? It suggests focusing your efforts and addressing imbalances. It highlights the need to regain control and direction in your personal and spiritual journey. That's very interesting. Those cards are so full of, loaded with information and tips, guidance for our everyday life. So, before we go to the conclusion, guys, please like, share, subscribe, okay? Thank you. The Emperor card is a power symbol of leadership and structure, okay? Whether upright or reversed, It prompts you to examine your relationship with authority, discipline, and organization. Embrace his energy to foster stability and strategic direction in your life. What I suggest you to do is to take this card or a picture on your mobile, whatever you can reach this image, and put it around the house, around you, because this image will resonate with your subconscious. If you want to know more about this, watch my video about the High Priestess, okay? I explain all the mechanism, how your subconscious will recognize the strength, the symbols, the priorities, the message of this card of the Emperor, and it will impact your life. I give you an example. While I was preparing this video, I had the Emperor card on the table, and guess what? I felt drawn to put order and a structure into my papers, okay? I'm talking about all kinds of papers like electricity bill, notes, everything, okay? All that bureaucracy that I cannot stand one day of my life. Now I put the Emperor on my desk. I absorb that energy, and I finally did this work that I was procrastinating, guys, for years. I found stuff. Tomorrow I have a day full of calls because now stuff came out that I didn't notice, and I have to take action. This is the power of the Emperor. Now I have a structure. The minute I receive a whatever letter, I look at it, I read it, I follow up on it, and I know exactly where to archive, and when I need it, I know where to find it. Isn't it amazing? This is also the power of tarot. It's not just about giving advices. It's also about the pure energy, okay? So, before I leave you, I want to invite you to reflect on how the Emperor's lesson can guide you in embracing authority and structure. Use this energy to take control and implement the necessary discipline in your life, aiming for balance and success. And this is what I wish you, and the energy I send through you. Success, success, success into your lives. So it is. Thank you very much, guys. Until next reading, bye.